Yeah. So our today's session is about how you guys can move from non-tech to tech role in data-related fields. So before we begin with our session, I would like to share an update about the job bootcamp program from Coding Ninjas. So this program not only offers you about the learning related to data analytics, it is actually designed by industry experts from various companies like Facebook, Amazon, Google, and this program is designed in such a way that all the necessary skills related to data analytics are covered, and you guys don't have to worry much about what to learn and what not to learn. So this program is well structured. And cherry on the top is this program also offers you a job assistance after the course is completed. So why I'm sharing this before beginning the data analytics session today, because in today's session competition has increased due to easy access to the knowledge, I would say. And if you want to step ahead in this competitive market, you have to be doing something little extra. So this program offers you all of those things which are required for you to get an extra edge on the crowd. So I would suggest you to check this course out. The link is shared in the chat box. Click on the link, fill up the form. Coding Ninjas team will connect with you, and they will make you understand about the program, because this program is all about data analytics and how you can get into the jobs related to data analytics. So please do check that program out before beginning with the course. So yeah, let's begin with the today's session, which is about moving from non-tech to tech roles and data analytics. So in today's session, we'll cover about what data analytics is, why suddenly there is a data analytics boom, what are the skills required for you to get into data analytics. These skills are mentioned from the point of view, like you are these skills are such that a non-tech guy can also cover and get into the tech role. So I have not mentioned very advanced skills over here. And then what are the various career options for the people who are moving from non-tech to tech again? And what could be the challenges you will be facing while applying for the job or while getting into the job? So this is the current scenario and objective of the today's masterclass. So before we begin with our session, let me introduce myself. My name is Abhishek Soni. I work at Amazon as a data scientist. Over here, I'm building machine learning AI models to detect the presence of online bots. So if an ad is viewed by a human or bot, that's what the problem statement is, and I'm working on towards that. Prior to this, I worked at Cipla, wherein I worked into manufacturing side of there. And over there, I built some models to optimize the drug production in the whole industry. So, and prior to that, I worked at Verizon, where I joined as SD, but later on, due to my interest, I moved towards data science. So this is a brief about my journey. Yeah, let's understand what data analytics is. So data analytics is all about examining the data, understanding the patterns in the data. So any information you can get through the data is known as data analytics. So in recent times, we are seeing the surge in data. So a huge amount of data is being collected, and we can't, process that data with our old tools. So data analytics is all about learning those tools through which you can get insights from the data and use those insights for betterment of your business or your whatever work you are doing. So that's what is data analytics all about. So let's understand what are the key elements in the data analytics. So these I have mentioned few key elements. So based on the job profile you will be applying, the one or many key elements can be applicable to you. So data analytics begin with data collection, data cleaning, exploration, visualization, predictive analytics, and then finally reporting what you have pulled out from the data. So let's understand each of these steps in detail. We begin with the data collection. So in order for us to work on data analytics related any project, we first have to collect the data. So data can be collected in various forms. It could be via image, it could be via audio files, it could be via Excel, CSVs. It can be in numerous formats. So first we have to collect the data. Once the data is collected, then we clean our data. So by cleaning, what I mean is, so let's say we were collecting some data which had a field name as phone number. Now this phone number has to be some numeric value, but we see some kind of garbage written like hash or some name is written Abhishek. So that cannot be a phone number. We know that. So that data has to be cleaned. Either that record has to be removed out, or we have to compute that record with a suitable value. So that's what is data cleaning about. So we have to clean our data, make that data ready for further consumption. Once the data is clean, we then explore our data. By exploration, what I mean is we try to understand what are the various fields in our data, what each field is saying to us. So we go ahead with the exploration of the data, and then we plot the visualization of the data. So let's say we have data of students, data of heights from the students of, let's say, 8th class to 12th class, 8th standard to 12th standard. So we might want to plot the height of all the students from various standard and to understand about the data. So that's what data visualization is. Over here, we plot our data and we try to understand what that data is telling to us. Then coming to predictive analytics. So this is a little advanced version of data analytics, wherein we try to predict the future outcome with a given data. So let's say we have data until a point, and we want to find out what will happen after that point. So that would be done using predictive analytics. Over here, we use machine learning, we use deep learning, AI models to understand and derive out the future outcomes. So one such example is, will it rain tomorrow given today's condition? So we might be having certain features like humidity, airflow, wind speed, etc., and using them, we want to predict out will it rain tomorrow or not. So that could be done using predictive analytics, wherein we use machine learning or deep learning model. Then finally, after our analysis and insights are done, we report these things to business. So this is a very important step, and it will be coming to each of the profile, no matter what you are targeting. So reporting will be there. So once you have done your analysis, once you have pulled out the insights, you have to summarize that insight in such a way that business people can understand. So non-tech people might understand the business metric, but they don't understand the code you have written, that they won't understand the technicality you have applied. So you have to summarize your insights in such a way that these can be understood by non-tech people as well. So if you're targeting for any roles in data analytics, these are some of the key elements which will be required while you are working on your job. So let's say you are targeting for machine learning engineer, predictive analytics, and all above steps will be coming. Let's say you are targeting for data analyst, then data exploration and visualization will be most important for you. If you are targeting for big data engineer, you then data collection and data cleaning will be important for you. So based on what you are targeting for, some of the steps will be useful for you. Then let's understand why data analytics. Like if you are moving from non-tech to tech, then why should you choose data analytics only? Why not SD or software engineer role, or various other technical role? So firstly, I would say data analytics. So every day, about 400 million terabytes of data is generated. So this data is huge, and we are in demand of data analysts so that we can understand about that data which is consumed and which is stored on our hardware. So definitely there is a need of data analyst in the world, or data analytics related roles in the world, so that we can understand this data which we are generating every day. Then why this data is generated, like why suddenly so much of data is generated now, why it was not there 20 years back? Because of cheap computation power. So hardware has become very accessible. Computation power on hardware has become very it has become cheaper as compared to it was when 20 years back. So definitely that has added up a lot in this data collection part. So since the hardware has become cheaper, the more data is generated and we are in more demand of data related experts. And then data analytics related roles are applicable to all industries. No matter where you are working right now, it will be applicable for your as well. So few examples are like healthcare, finance, HR, sales. So in healthcare, we might have to understand about patient's record, like how a patient is coming and what are the different needs we are seeing for each patient, from what region we are generally getting most of our patients. So that can be there in healthcare. We can look into finance as well. So wherein we will be having some transactional record, like how many records were fraud and what are the different features of fraud record. Then coming to HR, wherein we can use data related tools for profiling, easier access to the profile and good profile. Then coming to sales, like we can optimize our sales using data analytics. So it is applicable to all of the industries. So you will be having one advantage, that let's say you are working in a domain of HR, non-tech professional. So you would be already having you have to do is understand some of the domain knowledge over there. So as a technical company to another, over there I have to learn about the new domain, whatever domain I am entering to. Let's say previous earlier to this I was at Cipla, wherein I worked at manufacturing department for drug production. So over there I had to understand about how drug is formed, how drugs are produced. At Amazon I had to understand about marketing over here. So I had to understand all of those domain in order for me to get into the work. But for you, if you are switching from non-tech role to tech, you can choose your domain to be same and then move towards that role. That will help you better with the transition. Then finally, early mover advantage. So uh, since recently only we are seeing a boom in data collection and data related requirement. So if you plan to move now into data related roles, it will be easier for you to sustain for longer time and you will be having a great scope ahead. So these are some of the points which I think will add up if you are if you want to decide, if you want to decide that you want to go ahead with data analytics or not. So now what are the skills required for data analytics related roles if you want to get in? So Excel is required, SQL, Python, and Power BI. So Excel, as we all know, it is a tool which can help you in fast data manipulation, basic plotting of the graph, uh, basic pivoting. With using Excel, we can do quicker analysis in very short time. So you should be having a very good understanding of Excel, and it does not require you to be quite technical. So Excel is a very easier tool to understand. So if you understand Excel, then you can move ahead with the SQL part. So using SQL, you can query the database. So we might have records in, let's say, millions of records we have, and we want to process those records. millions of records cannot be processed using Excel. So Excel has a limitation that we can't compute large amount of data on Excel efficiently. It takes time. So that can be done in SQL. So basic query writing should be done over there. So from SQL, you are required to understand how you can pull the data, how you can write the data, and how you can perform very basic queries. Over here also, you don't have to deal with a lot of coding when it is compared to other programming language. So SQL is also easier as compared to others. Then, if you want to move towards advanced analysis, if you want to move towards machine learning or deep learning or advanced data analysis, for that you have to learn about the Python as well. So again, Python is a programming language. It helps you with all of the operations, like be it data collection, be it manipulation on data, or any other kind of logical transformation you are required. That can everything can be done using Python. So Python is little bit more technical as compared to SQL and Excel. So based on your requirement, you can go ahead with the Python learning as well. And then coming to Power BI, Power BI is like, I would say, you everybody should learn it. It is a must tool to learn. So with BI tools, you will be able to plot the interactive dashboards. You will be able to plot whatever the data you are seeing, you will be able to plot that. So BIs are non-technical tools and you will be able to learn them very quickly. So using BI, you can plot, let's say if you are working in a sales department and you want to see how are the sales each month you are having for a particular product. So you can plot that data in Power BI and you can see a graph saying that in August month, this was the sale, and October, this is the sale, and November, this is the sale. So those kind of analysis, those kind of dashboarding can be done using Power BI. So Power BI would be must for everyone who wants to move towards data related roles. I won't say it is like it will be required for all 100% of the job roles, but for 90% of the job roles, Power BI and Excel will be required. So these are some of the technical skills which are required for you to learn if you are planning to move to tech related role for data analytics. Then coming to soft skills. So we tend to focus more on technical skill, but we ignore soft skill while learning. But these are equally important during the interview. So soft skills are like communication. Are you able to communicate better what you have learned, what you have done in the past for a project? Are you able to communicate that well? So if you are able to do better communication, you will be able to impress the interviewer. You will be able to uh, uh, perform good in your interview rounds if you are good with communication. So I would suggest you to work strongly on your communication part so that whatever you have done, whatever you have learned, you are able to communicate that further. Then coming to problem solving and critical thinking. So problem solving should be there with you, why it is needed and what problem solving is. So problem solving is you are able to identify critical problems in your system, in your day-to-day data. So let's say you're working on sales data only, and you see that every few days, in every few days you have to generate some kind of numbers from that report. Now that problem can be identified and you can build a dashboard for that. So that kind of problem solving should be there, that you are able to apply your skills and make some task easier. So that's what is problem solving about. And critical thinking is about making a judgment that that what tool should be used, what technology or what technical aspect should be used in order to solve a particular problem. So let's say uh, you want to plot some graph, and now over here you want to understand graph to plot. Like you have scatter plots, you have histograms, you have bar charts, pie chart. You have to understand which one to apply over here. So over there, critical thinking comes. So you should be good with these soft skills as well, so that you are able to apply your skills better and you are able to communicate what you have done in past better. So these are some of the skills I would say are required for you if you want to get into data analytics related field. Now coming to what are the various career option in data related field where you can move as a non-tech person professional. So there is data analyst role, business analyst, marketing analyst, operation analyst, financial, and then healthcare analyst. What these roles are about. So data analyst, the work is to sometimes collect the data, not always, but sometimes as you have to collect the data, then clean that data. As I mentioned earlier in my earlier slide, you have to clean the data in order for you to utilize it for further use. So cleaning, I mean removing the garbage value from the data. So as a data analyst, you would be required to collect data, clean data, then interpret that data set and generate some insights out of it. So as I mentioned earlier, uh, and in this slide, under the key elements, you will be required to clean that data. Second part, you will be required to explore the data and you will be required to visualize that data. So in data analyst role, you are required to complete these three steps: data cleaning, exploration, and visualization. So once you have cleaned that data, you'll start working on that data. You will explore that data, understand that data, and finally visualize it using BI tools, using Python, using R, using whatever the technology you are comfortable with. Once that visualization is done, you will derive out some of the insights, you will generate some of the reports for business and pass on those reports to the business leader. So that's what is expected out of you when you are targeting for data analyst role. Then coming to business analyst, over here, you are required to have knowledge of data analyst, so that so what is the how business analyst is different from data analyst is. So business analyst is less technical.
Hi Abhishek, I'm sorry to interrupt you in between. I just wanted to ask one thing that we can just see the first slide of your PPT. So have you done it deliberately or is it a mistake?
Is it like I have been sharing slides? Is it visible and changing now?
Yes, yes, it's better now.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so yeah, I'll just give a quick walkthrough again. So I covered about the data analytics part, wherein I discussed about the key elements which are there in data analytics: data collection, cleaning, exploration, visualization, predictive analytics, and reporting. So after that, I covered like why data analytics matters. Over there, I gave you few of the pointers that we are having a lot of data these days, and this field is applicable to all other domains, and you also have a early mover advantage. Then we covered about the skills in data analytics. So over here, I discussed about Excel, SQL, Python, Power BI. So Excel will be used for basic data manipulation, quicker analysis. SQL will be used for heavy computation, like doing computation over larger amount of data. Python will be used for advanced analysis. Power BI will be used for creating interactive dashboards. And then coming to soft skill, I discussed about problem solving, communication, and critical thinking. So these were the skills I discussed. Yeah, so this was the slide I was discussing. What are the various career options? So as we discussed, in data analyst, you are required to cover up all these three steps like data cleaning, data exploration, and visualization. So in data cleaning, you will be required to clean out the data, remove out the garbage values from the data, Then you have to explore that data, you have to visualize that data, and then finally present as a report to the business people. Then coming to business analyst. So business analyst is less technical as compared to data analyst. So if you are planning from non-tech to tech, I would advise you to go for business analyst role initially, because it will be a lot easier for you to get into business analyst related role. So what is the expected responsibilities from business analyst? Is that you have to provide certain use case for particular data that can be solved by a data analyst or some other analyst in your team. So the work of business analyst is to understand the data and provide some actionable items that these can be done using this data. And this is a problem statement. So you have to, in short, you have to formulate a use case out of the data. Now, if you want to formulate a use case, you should be having understanding of data analyst related concepts, so that you know that this concept can be applied. You are not required to apply that concept. You are not required to have a very deep knowledge about that concept. But if you have understanding of concept, then you can say that, yeah, this concept can be applied to this data. So like that, you have to formulate a use case. You have to identify a gap that can be fulfilled by a data analyst or a business analyst, sorry, or a machine learning engineer or data scientist. So the work of a business analyst or BI engineer is to bridge the gap between data and what analysis can be performed. So you have to give a report to business saying that this can be done with this data. So that is what is expected out of business analyst. And what are the skills required? So as a business analyst, you should be good with Excel, so that you understand the data, so that you can manipulate the data quickly and you can plot the data. You should be good with SQL as well. Why SQL? Because a lot of time we have data which cannot be handled by Excel. So we have large amount of data. So with that data, if you want to do some processing, you will have to use SQL or related database query only. SQL is widely used. So you should be good with SQL. You should be able to identify what kind of queries you have to apply, how to write the table, how to read a table. So that should be that is the expected skill from SQL on business analyst side. Then you should be aware of dashboarding as well. So as a business analyst, uh, you don't have to go ahead with very advanced dashboards. You don't have to go ahead with very complex operations on dashboard, but you should be able to plot a very basic data data patterns. So with business analyst, dashboarding is also required. So in business analyst role, if you are targeting for business analyst role, learn Excel very well, learn SQL, the basics of SQL, the basics of dashboarding as well, and along with some of the concepts which can help you in identifying what kind of analysis can be applied to a data. So that analysis can be learned from various statistical concepts, but you are not required to go into very deep of those statistical concepts. Whereas in data analyst, you are required to, so it depends on company to company. Some companies often ask you about Python coding as well. So you are required to go ahead with Python coding. You are required to uh, understand about statistical concepts in detail. You are required to understand about uh, dashboarding. You are required to having understanding of SQL as well. So data analyst is a bit more technical when it comes as compared to business analyst. Then coming to marketing analyst. So let's say you are working in digital marketing domain. So you might have a lot of data which is generated. So as a marketing analyst, you can plot that data. So over here, you would be required to know about Excel and dashboarding over here. So this is little bit less technical as compared to business analyst now. So over here, you are only required to cover up dashboarding and basics of Excel. So over here, as a marketing analyst, what you can do is you can look into campaign data and you can build a dashboard and try to understand what each campaign is telling you so that next campaign can be better. So this is what is expected out of marketing analyst. As a marketing analyst, you will be required to understand the terms of which are widely used in marketing. So like campaigns, impressions, what are the clicks, conversions. So these kind of metrics are also required for you to be, you should be aware of these metrics as well, apart from these technical skills. Then coming to analyst, as a operation analyst, you are required to optimize the day-to-day activities which are happening. Let's say you are working in a company where series of operations are happening day to day. By operation, what I mean is, um, let's take an example of manufacturing industry, wherein medicine is uh, produced. So over there, we will be looking into what is the initial powder. Let's say we are building a tablet. So we will be looking into powder form. We will be then moving that powder from one chain to next chain. Then we will be having some data check on that, some quality check on that. So these are operations. How you can optimize these operations? So that's what the work of operation analyst is, to analyze the gaps in your current operation. These are the, like I have given you example of physical operation, but these can be technical or digital operations as well. So in short, like series of steps are performed in order for product formation, and those steps can be optimized further using the data, using analyzing the data. So that is the expected outcome, expected responsibility from operation analyst. Then financial analyst, as a financial analyst, you have to look into the financial record of a company. You have to look into the balance sheet. You have to look into transactional record and understand what how is the financial position of that company, how is the financial market for a product. These kind of things you have to do. So with financial analyst, you are required to do these things like budgeting, forecasting, and financial decision making. Then coming to healthcare analyst, over here you are required to look into patient's data. You are required to understand which different details about a patient. You are required to understand various operations, various inventory management. So why I have covered these career option over here? So majorly we have like data analyst, business analyst roles. If you are targeting from non-tech to tech, but each company is having their different roles named. So let's say if they are looking in for someone who will be particularly working on marketing side, so marketing analyst is created. Someone who will be working on financial side, a financial analyst role is created. So let's say you are working in a domain, in marketing domain, so it will be a lot easier for you to get into marketing analyst role than to, as compared to healthcare data analyst or a regular business analyst role. So since you are already having a domain knowledge, which is a very extra edge among others. So if I will be joining marketing analyst role, I will have to understand about the domain knowledge first, and then only I will be able to do anything on the data. Before getting into the data, I have to understand about the domain. Then only data can be understood. But if you are already working in marketing field, and now you're moving towards a technical side wherein marketing analyst is there, you already understand the data, you already understand the domain knowledge. All you have to do is apply some of the technical concepts you have learned. So I would advise you to go ahead with the roles which are similar to what you have done in past. So these are some of the roles. And if you want to understand like what are the key elements applicable to the roles, so as I explained earlier, for data analyst, cleaning will be required, visualization will be required, cleaning, visualization, and exploration will be required. For business analyst, you will be required to explore the data. You will be required to visualize that data. So that's what is, and then reporting. So three steps will be required. These are little less technical as compared to data analyst. Then coming to marketing analyst and specific these analyst job specific domain related analyst role, you will be required to have a reporting or dashboarding skill. You will be required to have visualization skills. So these are less technical as compared to business analyst. So depending on what is the nature of your current job, depending on how you are interested towards any field, you can take up your career option. Now, coming to challenges. So, a lot of people will be having this question in their mind that I am from non-technical background and moving to technical will be difficult for me, and how I can meet up those challenges. So, I have covered those things over here. So, if you are coming with, yeah, sorry, if you are coming, hello, okay. Yeah, if you're coming from a non-tech background, it is like this question will come to your mind that will it be difficult? How I can do that? Because a lot of companies are asking for degrees and all. So I would suggest if you are planning to move into data analytics related role, data related role, go ahead with the tools, go ahead with the learning of tools which are less, which are least technical initially. So understand about Excel, like how you can do basic aggregation. Aggregation, by aggregation, I mean like summing of all the columns, getting the sum of column, getting average of column, getting median of column, how you can apply these formula to a particular field. So this is very, very easy. If you go into Excel, if you just read for 5 minutes, you will understand like how easy it is. So get into the tools which are a lot easy, and then slowly move towards the complex part. So understand the Excel well, understand how various formulas can be applied, what are basic formulas, how you can pivot the table. By pivoting, what I mean is transforming the table. So let's say you are having some n number of fields and you want to, so by transformation you let's not take up the transformation part because it's little tricky to explain without a visual part. So pivoting just means transforming the table if from one schema to another. So if you are having n columns, you might want to have those columns interchanged with index, or you might want to interchange the column with rows. So those kind of transformation on the table can be done using pivot tables. And once you have understood well about pivoting and basic formula application on the Excel field, you can learn about chart plotting a chart on that as well. So we are a lot of use cases are there where we are required to plot a chart quickly on Excel data only. So that is also a must for you to learn. And these all technology tools or concepts within the Excel are quite easy to learn. So understand about Excel very well. Once you have good foundation on Excel, you will be able to understand a lot of things in dashboard and SQL easier than if you directly start with, let's say, dashboarding or SQL. So have a structured learning, I would like to say. So if you have some parts, some structured learning with you, if you know like this part should be covered before particular some before, so let's say chapter 1 has to be covered before chapter 2. If you know if you are aware of that, then it will become, the journey will become a lot easy for you. But if you start with chapter 2 before chapter 1, then it will be difficult for you. So having a structured learning with you is really must. So I would suggest you to have a proper guidance and proper structured learning with you, so that you can cover up these things in a easier manner. When I started myself, I was not aware of like what chapter to learn first, and I was not When I started, there were not much of the courses online, so I had to start by myself, and a lot of my time got wasted in learning the things which were never useful for me. So I learned a lot of things, then I realized that these things are not used by industries anymore, and then I had to relearn other things. So have a structured learning so that you can cover up these process easily and in a quicker manner. So learning technical tools will not be a problem for you. I would say uh, data analyst or data analytics related field will be uh, a lot easier for the people who wants to move from non-tech to tech role. So if you see like software engineer role, it will be a lot complex and harder than data analytics role, because over there you will be required to learn about basics of computer science, how computer science work, how a programming language works, and how you can build a logic for particular task. That is quite difficult as we compare to this part, like wherein you have to just apply your domain knowledge and derive out some of the information from the data. So uh, so this should not be a challenge for you, that you need to learn about the tools. The tools are very easy. Just go in a structured way. Go with some guidance. That's all is needed from you. Then for getting job, uh, we see that some companies have listed that they required master's degree, they required BTech degree, they required XYZ kind of certification. So these all can be overcome by building a strong portfolio. So if you have a strong portfolio with you, you can easily overcome these things, because after all, skills matter. That's all what matters is. So if you have a good portfolio that is showcasing good projects, that is showcasing your skills which are required for that job, I think you will be able to clear up the shortlisting round and get into the interviews easily. So have a resume built in a proper format, have right skills mentioned over there, have a right project mentioned over there, complete a project end to end, and showcase that project in a portfolio well. So have some guidance on the resume building part as well. So this is a very important part, because a lot of resumes are rejected in the first screening round only. So if you have a good resume built already, then you have like you are already one step ahead. And then solve, if possible, solve a real world problem. What I mean is, let's say you are working in a sales department, and as a non-tech professional. Now when you are learning about the technicalities of data analyst role, you can simply apply those technicalities into your current day-to-day life as well, and solve a problem by identifying the challenge yourself only. So identify a use case and apply those learnings in that use case only, and show that problem to your business only, to your team, or showcase that problem. You should like this must that showcase that problem in your resume as well. So if you are able to do this, you are already ahead of others. So identify a problem in your domain only, apply the learnings on that, and you might find the job roles within your team only, because you know these things. Then if possible, apply for internal job opportunities only. So if you are working in, let's say, EY as a non-tech professional, so EY also offers technical positions like data analyst and many other positions. So it will be easier for you to switch within the company only. So if possible, switch within the company and solve a problem which is there in the company. So if you have built solved a problem for your team, and you are looking for opportunities within your company, you will be easily selected for that role. Then uh, try to switch, if it's not a must, but try to switch in same domain, as I have explained earlier as well. If you have a domain knowledge of pharma, if you have domain knowledge of healthcare, or or finance, it will be a lot easier for you to switch into that domain, because before working on the data, we have to understand about domain knowledge, and we have to understand what the data is saying to us. So have that, if possible, apply in the same domain related roles. So you can apply for other roles as well, but for you it will be quite easier as compared for other domains. And then finally, invest in learning. So as I mentioned earlier as well, you should be having a structured plan, uh, a structured plan with proper guidance. If you don't have that structured plan with proper guidance, it will be difficult for you to get into the roles earlier. So with the problem, sorry, the problem I see when a non-tech guy has to move into tech role is they are not aware of what technology to learn. They are not aware of in what structure the technology has to be learned, so that they understand it better. So invest in learning, get into some roles, get into some courses which offer you the structured learning along with job assistance and networking opportunities. So networking is equally required. So if you have some course which connects you to various professionals from various companies, that is a networking, and you can directly reach out to that person that, hey, this is the role in your company, can you help me with that role? If that company, if course is providing you networking, if course is providing you job assistance, I would say go ahead with that course. So yeah, so these are the challenges I see for a non-tech person to move non-tech person, and these are the I have mentioned some of the solutions for that challenge. Yeah, so with this, we end our session. And before moving to Q&A, I would like to remind that we shared a form, and this is for the people who have joined little later. So, Coding Ninjas is offering you a bootcamp program, which is having a similar thing which I mentioned you over here. So, what are the things? Whatever the things are must I have, which I have mentioned in the slide as well. I think most of those are covered within the bootcamp program, and bootcamp is designed in a structured manner so that a non-tech guy can move to tech easily. So you will be able to understand a structured path through this course. You will be having a proper guidance, because a lot of industry experts are working with them and designing this course. So I myself have also worked with them. So we are just putting up those skills over there which are required for a company, for industry. So and also they are providing job assistance and networking opportunity, which is like must. So if I have an opportunity and I want to go ahead with the course, I would like to go with the course which provides me a job assistance program, because with job assistance we are able to uh, understand like what are the particular skills required for a job, what are what how my resume should be structured, how I should connect with someone. So these kind of things are there provided by a job assistance program. So fill out the form if you want to understand, and let me share you the link again so that you can check out the form, check out the course. Hi Karan, can you share the link of the job bootcamp? I am not able to find in the chat box.
Yeah, sure. Just a minute.
Yeah, okay. I'll just share. Yeah, so I have shared job assistance bootcamp. Do fill out the form, and we'll start with the Q&A session in couple of minutes. I have pasted the form in chat box as well and in the Q&A session, Q&A box. Karan, can you share the form? I think people are saying that they are not receiving the form. I have shared it, but somehow maybe the message is not getting delivered to all.
For sure, I'm just sharing the link in the
Sure.
chat.
Sure. So like this is a personal advice to all. Uh, do look into the course. Do try to understand if you can afford a paid course, then I would highly recommend to go ahead with the paid course, which offers you structured learning, which offers you a job assistance program, because lot of time is wasted in understanding what skill to learn, what industry is using. So everyday technology is changing. Uh, when I began my career, I started with there is an algorithm named logistic regression, but with advancement of technology, we move towards XGBoost, we move towards further complex technologies. And if I had not taken any course which is like providing me industry related skills, then I was then I am just lagging behind, and that's what happened with me initially. I Since there were not much of courses, I learned a lot of things, but those were obsolete in the in the industry by the time I was trying to get into the jobs. So don't make that mistake. Just go ahead with the skills which are required. Go ahead with the structured learning. Why structured learning is useful? Because as I mentioned earlier as well, this will help you in understanding what concept to learn before some other concepts, and this will make your learning quite easier. Yeah, let's move towards Q&A session. um, I hope you have filled the form. If not, please do fill the form. um, yeah, guys, if you have any question, please put them in the Q&A or chat box. Okay, Murli is asking for the free resources to learn Excel, SQL, and Python. I won't say like I am aware of any particular free resource on internet. A lot of websites are having these things, and giving a pinpoint for best one, I don't think I would be able to provide that, because each website is showcasing some other aspect. So it depends on what part you want to learn. Is it helpful doing internship in digital marketing? Yeah. So if you are planning for uh, business analyst or marketing analyst role, digital marketing internship will definitely help you. So Nadan is asking, I belong to civil engineer 2018 batch, worked as a civil engineer. I okay. I'm from BCom. Okay, Lena is saying that she's from BCom field and she's searching for the job. So yeah, definitely you can get into this data analyst related role, because BCom won't be stopping you. You just have to learn right skills, and you should be having right projects mentioned in your portfolio. Someone is asking about what is the entry level salary we can expect from data analyst. I would say uh, 10 lakhs is the entry level, 8 to 10 lakhs is entry level package you can expect for a data analyst role. would the change from going from one department to another be hard to handle at the start, going from HR to finance? It won't be hard. It will be like, so I just mentioned that it will be easier. So by that, I didn't mean it would be hard for you if you want to move from HR to finance. So I myself have to move from various, I myself have to switch the companies and will be moving from one domain to another. And I never think about moving from a domain to a different domain is hard or not. So that's not the case. But if I am moving, let's say I'm working in advertisement domain currently, and if I'm moving in advertisement domain again, and then that will be easier for me. So that's the thing. So if you are able to do that, that will be easier, but otherwise it's not hard. Can a BCom graduate with a basic computer knowledge join as data? Yeah, you can join as a data. Anybody can join as a data analyst. One, it is because that this field is less technical as compared to others. Second, if you have right skills, then nobody is stopping you, because a lot of requirements are there for various companies, and you should be having you should be having just the right skills. That's all they want. Okay, now I see a lot of questions are around job boot camps and like how this boot camp can help them and what should be the structured path. So, like, yeah, I can transfer this to Coding Ninjas team. They can help you with these answers, and they'll just take your 5 minutes more to answer these questions and explain about the job boot camp program. Yeah, over to you, Karan.
Yeah. So first of all, like thank you so much, Abhishek, for such an informative session. And everyone, now as we are getting a lot more questions around the job boot camp, so for that we have our program manager, Mr. Karan Khanna, who will be just taking another 10 to 15 minutes, where he'll be explaining all the things related to this boot camp and how this could be helpful for the people who are looking for the transition they want, and the people who are already into the industry and want to grab better opportunities by after skilling. So we'll be just taking another 10 to 15 minutes, where Karan Khanna, our program manager, will be explaining all the things. So thank you once again, Abhishek. And now I would want Karan to take on from here.